Marines here. You better not be telling me anything happened to any of my boys.
Two Marines with strong ties to Central PA making the ultimate sacrifice.
We can feel their pain, believe me. We can feel their pain. We know what they're going through.
Tonight, reaction from a proud but grieving family and a grateful community. CBS 21 News at 5 starts right now. Thank you for joining us tonight at 5. I'm Jasmine Brooks.
And I'm Jessie McDonough. Tonight we are honoring 3 Marines killed in a suicide bombing attack in Afghanistan, 2 of which had ties right here in Central PA. Corporal Robert Hendricks and Sergeant Benjamin Hines and Staff Sergeant Christopher Slootman were killed on Monday when a bomb exploded by a car they were driving. Both Hines and Slootman were stationed out of the reserve base in Harrisburg and have other ties to York County. Our Brian Sheehan and Michael Gorsinger are live in York County tonight. CBS 21's Michael Gorsinger is in Dallastown, where the community is remembering Sergeant Benjamin Hines.
Well, this is certainly a community that's proud of his service. In fact, this wall right here at the Dallastown American Legion, Post 605, has names of people that have served in various conflict. But today, American Legion Post 605 remembers Ben Hines, a man who gave his life for our freedom. It's a community in mourning after the death of 2006 Dallastown High School graduate Benjamin Hines.
When somebody gets killed, I mean, it really affects you.
The 31-year-old Hines played football at Dallastown High School while serving as one of the 2 commanders of the junior ROTC program. His service weighing heavily on the members of the local American Legion Post 605.
I can't express the sympathy, and I'm sure they're proud that their son or daughter gave the ultimate sacrifice.
Nobody knows service more than this group of veterans. The news of Hines' death hitting home as Post 605 members provided an honor guard for funeral services for another person who served this fine nation admirably.
This just terrible news is just sadness and sympathy for the families.
Now, Dallastown Superintendent Ron Dyer tells me everyone that speaks of Ben Hines speaks very highly of him. In fact, he was one of 2 commanders of the junior ROTC program, a very big milestone. And what he says is obvious, that he was a great leader. No funeral arrangements have yet been released. Live in Dallastown, York County, Michael Gorsinger, CBS 21 News.
Michael, thank you. Staff Sergeant Christopher Slootman is living in Delaware, or was, with his family. Now, his family, mother and father, living now in York County. CBS 21's Brian Sheehan continues our live team coverage in Lower Windsor Township with their reaction tonight.
Well, Jasmine, Fletcher Slootman was expecting his son Chris's arrival home from Afghanistan in the coming weeks. Now, instead of preparing for his homecoming, they're planning for his funeral. It was a usual night at the Slootman's Lower Windsor Township home Monday until 2 men in uniform arrived at their front door.
They sat down and they said, "Do you want to call your wife in?" And I was shaking. And he said, so I said, "Mary, we got some Marines here. They want to talk to us. They want you to come out." So she came out right away. She said, "You better not be telling me anything happened to any of my boys."
For Fletcher Slootman, it's still hard to believe his son, 43-year-old Sergeant Christopher Slootman, is gone.
I asked him, I said, "Was this combat or just an accident?" He said it was combat.
On Monday, Slootman and 2 other U.S. Marines were killed when a roadside bomb went off outside a military base in Afghanistan. The Taliban claimed responsibility. His father tells us his son's desire to serve his country began when he was just a child.
At 8, he wanted to be a New York City firefighter.
And it was a dream he lived out for 15 years, working at Ladder 27 in the Bronx. It's where black and purple bunting now hangs, a sign they've lost one of their own. In addition to his parents and siblings, Slootman leaves behind a wife and 3 young girls. He also leaves behind a trove of memories.
Good son. He was always involved with sports, so we were always doing that together.
Slootman says talking about his son has gotten him through the past 2 days. But one of the most difficult moments came later Monday night, when he found himself talking to his own parents, both of whom died long ago.
I told them. I said to take care of him when he gets here.
Now, arrangements are still pending tonight. Slutman is expected to be buried at Arlington National Cemetery in Virginia. Live in Lower Windsor Township, York County tonight, I'm Brian Sheehan, CBS 21 News.
Brian, thank you. And as we remember Sergeant Christopher Slutman here in Central PA, the New York City Fire Department is honoring the hero as well. Slutman was a part of the FDNY family serving as a firefighter. The Stephen Siller Tunnel to Towers Foundation will be paying off Slutman's mortgage, and they're now taking donations for his family.
And the third Marine killed in the bombing was from New York City. Family of Corporal Robert Hendricks says he was a sweet, kind, and loving man. They say he and his brother wanted to become police officers after serving in the military. Hendricks' brother had just started a tour in Afghanistan and will now be escorting his coffin back to the U.S.
So far this year, 7 U.S. troops have been killed in Afghanistan in 4 incidents just since January, the first one happening on January 18th. That's where an Army Special Forces officer was killed in a shooting. Then just a few days later, January 22nd, a Ranger died, an Army Ranger, from wounds that he got in combat. In March, 2 troops were killed, March 22nd. They were taking part in a military operation in northern Afghanistan. The most recent being Monday's explosion, of course, that killed 3 outside of a Bagram air base. Now, 2 obviously from central Pennsylvania that we're remembering tonight. And the war in Afghanistan is America's longest running conflict, going on since October of 2001. In that time, more than 2,000 U.S. troops have been killed, and according to the Department of Defense, more than 20,000 U.S. troops have been injured. Earlier today, I spoke to CBS News national security correspondent David Martin about what will it take to end the war.
Both sides, the United States, the Taliban, realize that they can't win this war. You just can't kill enough of the enemy to win this war. So it has to end with some sort of negotiated peace settlement.
There are currently about 15,000 U.S. troops stationed in Afghanistan.
You can follow this story from the very beginning and learn more about our fallen heroes by going to CBS21.com.